Hey, welcome back to You Monstar Gaming. I actually wanted to answer a question here that kind of popped up recently, and it's about this game here, Dominations. I would say it's one of my favorite games. I would say for this genre of empire building or what is it called? Strategy base building, uh, whatever that's called. I did play Clash of Clans way back in the day for a little bit, and then I played another one. I forget what it was called. That was very similar. And they're fun games. Obviously, they're very fun games. So you can have an alliance, and then you all, try to build really good bases, and then try to knock out some other opponents. And I guess the question is, or was, is this game still relevant in 2021? Are people still playing it? Is it a game that I would recommend, even though it came out many years ago, actually, at this point? Um, and I would have to say yes. I know a lot of the games now. I don't think they're making too many games kind of like this. I know there were a couple other ones, Clash of Lords. What the heck was the other one? There was another something with like civilization in the name or something like that. So there are still some games that are kind of this kind of style like Clash of Clans, but a little bit more up to date. I've always enjoyed this one though, and I think part of it is because they actually took real history when they were trying to plan it out, trying to pick the different nations, which is really nice. So you have your own flavor. They actually took, like the companion, I guess, the Bushi, Huarang, like they actually took real troops um, that these nations had. Let me see. Let me go down here to my barracks. So I'm playing as the French right now. So elite infantry, veteran SMG, heavy motorcycle ARL 44 tank, field howitzer, trench mortar. There's still more stuff here to unlock, of course, but it's really cool. And I'm actually going to zoom in too, because I think that's the other thing that I really like about this game is the level of detail that they incorporated in all the buildings. They're very well drawn. Everything looks like what it is that it's supposed to be. Um, there's just so much detail, and even in the wonders that you can build, Notre Dame, oops, uh, Brandenburg Gate, the Pentagon, um, Acropolis. Let's see, we have another one way over here. And I'm playing on my tablet, so you can zoom in a little bit more on this than on your phone. And then it's the Taj Mahal. There's just so much detail. The one thing that I will say though, when I started playing this probably about 4 years ago, if not a little bit longer than that, um, it's a very slow burn. It's a game that you really want to take your time, and it'll take you months upon months to progress through the ages. I did pay a little bit of money on this game through this time. A lot of it was to be able to change my nation, or when I was trying to move on to the next age. And I think a couple times, just little gift cards here and there, just to kind of help myself out. People gave me and I gave them. That we enjoy the game and try to help ourselves out a little bit. But it's some parts of the game are a game of patience for sure. Like this building right here says 5 days or 9 hours, and it's already been a day, I think. This other one is similar, where it's only got 2 days to go. So a lot of these take a really long time. The further in the game you get, the longer it takes to do upgrades. Like check this one out here. It's let's see, 6.3 and 12 days. And actually, that next, wow, I should probably do that at some point soon. And it is one of those games where you definitely want to get as close to maxing out all your defensive buildings and things like that, and a lot of your other economic buildings and things like that. You want to get them almost maxed before you go to the next age, because in the matching system, they do put you with people that are either one stage behind you, your existing one and then the one above you. But it also depends what level you are. I'm level 180, so sometimes they will give me two above me because I'm right at I'm technically I should already be in the Cold War age. Let's see, what did you need for this one? Usually it tells you what you need to get there. Uh, but I already met the requirement. I think you had to be like 165 or 170 or something. Um, and then it just kind of depends on the matchups. Yeah, so this is definitely a game where you are going to go out and try to defeat other nations and take their loot. That is by far the quickest way to get more income and also get more food and more oil in the game, is by taking over other towns and stealing their loot. So it is a basically war type game. That's the main purpose of the game, or the main attraction to the game, is that you're going to be building a nice base, and you're just trying to take everybody out. And with the goods that you produce yourself and the ones that you steal, um, use those goods to level yourself up. And as the bigger the base you get, the longer it takes to upgrade, because now you got to upgrade more towers, you got to upgrade more farms, you got to upgrade more mills. Everything kind of increases exponentially, which is one of the reasons why the game is slow and it takes you a really long time to progress. Um, but I did want to say that they've added a lot of stuff to the game for quality of life and things like that makes it a lot easier. So they added a VIP system, where you have access to a lot of these things here, which is really nice. They also added, where is it? Is it this one? Nope. So they do have all these exclusive offers, but they've always had that. So the airborne assault, and then you see the event pass down here. So events have always been there, and they give you pretty good rewards. But they do have, let's see, where are these? There we go. So this is something that's come out in the last year, where you have two tracks. You either have the free track on the top here, and as you complete a lot of the goals, you win these things. I would say most games now that are pretty big, that have a lot of player base, a huge player base, they have switched over to something like this, where just by completing regular tasks in the game, you can win certain things, and then you can also pay for a more premium track. This one's called Event Pass, and other games have stuff similar. So I'm sure you've seen that before. But that's, like I said, within the last year that's come out, which is really good because it gives you little bonus things here and there. A lot of times they will have these little chests that are kind of dropped off on the sides here, and you kind of collect them, and you can get free things there. Um, this right here used to be way on the top right here, and it was huge. Trying to make sure that you knew where you were ranked. Um, Bronze, whatever league you were in, bronze, silver, gold. Where does it go past there? Let's see. I don't know why this isn't showing, which is really weird, but maybe because it ended or something. Let's see. Yeah. So just to see where you are medals wise. I don't particularly play for medals. I just like to kind of play the game. But yeah, I would say that's the one thing that's really crazy about this game, and games like this, is it's gonna require you to spend a lot of time in the game, many hours and hours and hours and hours to really progress and to really start seeing some new buildings, start seeing some new things. I mean, they had the library, which came out, when the game started, and then you can kind of progress from there. So these are all like little things that you learn in the library, which is really nice. Um, Eventually, you should probably do about 95% of this stuff, and you will. But there's so much. And I mean, these levels here got added probably a couple years ago, but there's so many different levels to the library. In addition to that, they came out with the university, and there's tons of different things. So this one on the far left just got released pretty recently. So I haven't checked that out. The Empress got released probably 2 years, maybe a year and a half ago. And then a couple down all the way on the right here are very new as well, where you can train very specific things in the game. So there's so much content in this game. I think there's more content in this than in Clash of Clans and other games like that. To me, like having good depth is great, and the fact that this one does follow history pretty closely. A lot of the events that they do are significant pieces of history, and then a lot of these things that I just showed you are relevant. As you go through the ages, maybe they learned gunpowder or whatever, and they're showing you how to improve those things. Maybe the industry became big and they started learning those things. Like, it really makes sense. It's a game that really, really makes sense. They actually increased the size of the map, and this was probably 2 years ago. And they added the museum, which is really cool. You can collect relics, and then you can kind of boost those, and they kind of help you strengthen your armies in a certain way depending on what you collect. Let's see. They also added more space down here, just so I think it's just to make the whole thing kind of the same shape, but just bigger. But yeah, they added more space because as you go into higher ages, you actually can unlock more space here, and bases get bigger and bigger. They added missile silos. I know that they added another one where it's like an offensive missile that you can do, and I think that unlocks in the next era or the next age, or maybe two more. I mean, there's just so much. There's a lot going in this game. I would highly, highly recommend you check it out if you like games like Clash of Clans, but you want something that's got a little more depth, that's going to have a lot more to it, where you'll still be interested in the game 6 months down the road, a year down the road. There's just so much going on. You definitely want to be in an alliance. They'll help you out. They'll send you troops. You can send them troops. When you're in a battle, you can actually direct your army pretty well, versus in Clash of Clans, and I think Boom Beach is very similar. Things like that. Like, basically, once you launch them, they kind of go where they want to go. With this one, you can direct, and anything that you do in the game can be upgraded or can be modified in a certain way. So it's super strategic. I will say that it's not overwhelming. They do kind of progress you through the ages at a really good pace. When you're starting out the game, you really learn a lot, and it's not until you get to like the medieval age, somewhere around there, when you really start paying attention to, okay, I really need to pick a really good nation that works well for me. I really need to pick good wonders of the world that are going to help me. I really need to pick the right defense layout and all this other stuff. So you'll learn a lot of that stuff along the way, and you can customize your town. There's 3 different towns that you can save, and you can modify them. There's even a war base once you start doing a lot of wars. Um, and they give you 3 options there. That was not an option back in the day. You only had one option. Um, and they're still coming out with a ton of content. They're still coming out with a ton of events all the time. And they're still adding things to the game. And obviously, with the new ages, you really are getting so much more when you go from one age to the next to the next. And I mean, to me, I think the game's beautiful. I think it looks amazing. Let's see, there's some animals over here, which is one of the cool things, is that you can hunt the little animals that go around, and they actually do produce stuff for you. There's trees over here that you can collect from, and then there's gold mines, and everything is movable, which is really nice. You can move anything wherever you want as long as you have space. So every base that you look at looks completely different. The walls are extremely relevant in this game. You really want to level them up. They will stop people. Um, there's mines. There's barbed wire. See how like they look different? That's the other thing, is when you level them up, they change. So level 5 looks like that. Level 6 looks like that. Let's see, where are these things? There's different landmines. Um, I have a decoy trap right there. These are the troops here, which look awesome, I think. And my current army on the bottom. I mean, there's just so much to the game, but don't get overwhelmed. I mean, there's a lot, but it makes sense. It's all gonna make so much more sense. Um, I don't know. There's not much more I can say, but it's still super relevant. There's all this stuff that they're giving you. They're gonna give you more chests, more rewards, all kinds of things like that. So for a new player, you will have access to way more than we did 3, 4 years ago. You'll be able to move through those first 2 or 3 ages pretty quickly. And by the time you get there, you're really going to understand the game. You're really going to know what you're doing. And once you get to that second or third age, like you're hooked. You know, you'll know if you like the game by the time you get there. It's super rewarding when you send a little army. You had the right troops, went out, demolished this other nation. A pure strategy. You know, like I'm just gonna click this one more time. These are all the basic troops from the barracks. Everything before the supply convoy. By the industrial age or so, you're gonna have access to all of these, and that's just these troops. And then once you unlock the factory, you're gonna have access to these, which require oil. And once you get to the oil part, you're also gonna start unlocking planes. I mean, this thing's amazing. Super, super well done game. I'm pretty sure that some of these, the head designers or creators of this game came from working from on Civilization and a couple other games like that. So they know what they're doing. They try to be, as accurate as possible with history. Like right here, they give you info. I mean, there's all this stuff, and these are legit. They're not just giving you general information that's random. Like the information that they have in this game, like you can literally learn stuff from it. Like it's awesome. So yeah, so that was kind of long. I know I didn't show any fighting or anything like that. You can check out some of the other videos. I am going to make more videos on Dominations as I progress because I am jumping back into the game after about a 6, 7, 8 month hiatus. I was kind of playing it sporadically, but I need to start playing this game again and making some headway here because the game's fantastic. So definitely check it out. Please comment below, if you have any questions, if you need any tips, or if you're also playing it and you like it or don't like it or whatever. And feel free to subscribe and follow me because I am restarting a lot of the activity and action on this channel. I was away for a while doing other things, and no, I got to get this channel moving because love playing games, and you'll see me again. Thanks for watching.